Hi, this is Ed Troy. I'm a realtor with Remax Center Realtors, and I service mostly central and northern Bucks County in Pennsylvania, which is by the Delaware River. Anyway, I'm making this to show you how to best use the advanced search feature on my website, which I think is one of the best advanced searches in the real estate industry. The reason for that is because most websites only allow you to select the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, house size, and acreage, and that's pretty much it. Now, some of them do give you places where you can put in other words, but if you don't know the right words to put in, you may not get a match. So, the advantage of my website is that it has over 200 criteria you can search on, and the criteria is in the form of drop down lists. So you don't have to know the exact right word to put into a search thing. You just put in check marks next to the things that you're interested in. So, to show you how to use the website, you go to my website, which is edtroy.com, and you'll see this page. And the way to start your search, there's a bunch of ways to do it, but the easiest way is to just go down to find my home and put in a zip code to get you started. We're not going to use a particular zip code for the whole search, but we're going to do that to get started. And I'm going to use 18902, which is technically Doylestown, but it's actually Buckingham and Plumstead Township and some other areas. It's actually one of the most expensive zip codes in Pennsylvania, so don't be too bothered by the fact that these homes are really expensive, at least compared to other homes in this area. They're super inexpensive compared to homes in Silicon Valley and northern New Jersey and New York and places like that, but very expensive compared to other homes in Bucks County in Pennsylvania. But anyway, we're going to put in 18902 as our, and then we go over and click on search. And it's going to go through and it's going to find everything in 18902 that's currently for sale. And you see, it doesn't take too long to come up here, and 97 homes. And you can see, some of them start at 5.9 million. The next one is actually around the corner from my house. And it's been for sale for a long, long time. Obviously, still overpriced. But anyway, so you get this area here, and the first thing we want to do is to get rid of all these homes that are showing up here because, first of all, we're not interested probably in five, $6 million homes or even $2 or $3 million homes. So we're going to go in here and we're going to restrict the search so that we start with a minimum price of $10 million. And since there aren't any homes around here for $10 million, we won't see any homes. So we go up here to price, click on that, and we're going to go minimum, and we'll put in $10 million, and then come down and say submit. And since there aren't any homes in Buckingham for $10 million, nothing shows up. Now we want to clear the overlay because we want to get rid of this area here because we're not really interested just in Buckingham. So let's say clear overlay. Okay. Now we want to zoom out a little bit. So you can click on the minus sign, that will zoom us out, or you can use the wheel on your mouse and roll it down a couple of clicks. And each time you do, you see it zooms out. Now we're going to left click and drag so that we get the map more or less centered in the area that we're interested in. And to make it easier to draw the map, we're going to go up here and click on toggle full screen view. So we click on that. Now we have a full screen map. Now to zoom in a little bit, we'll do a upper roll on the mouse wheel, couple of clicks, and we'll bring it down this way. And so what we're going to do is draw a polygon to specify the area that we want to look into. And one of the problems with the polygon here is that it says that you can use up to 20 vertices, but usually it tells you to stop before you get to 20. So we're going to make a fairly rough polygon, and you may have to just ignore some homes that show up in New Jersey. But we're going to go down here, lower right hand corner, you see polygon. We click on that, and you get the little arrow, and we're going to bring it up here to around Regalsville, and we'll left click once, and then we move the mouse over and left click again, move the mouse down to here, wherever you want to go, left click again. We'll go over here to the Delaware River, and now we're going to get kind of coarse just because we don't want to run out of polygon vertices, but we'll go over to here and we'll click, and we'll go up to here and click, up to here and click, over to here, down to here, over to there, up to there. Now we're going to get pretty coarse, but we'll come up here to Frenchtown, click, over to Milford, click, here, here. Now we get this warning, and we haven't had 20 vertices, but it's warning us, so we just go up here and click OK. And then just double click, and that'll close the polygon. Okay, so there's our polygon. And now we need to go back and specify what we're looking at. So now we can go back to some more reasonable prices. And what we're going to look for is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, well, a house with at least 4 bedrooms, at least 2 baths. And we want a basement. We don't care if it's finished or unfinished. You can specify that if you want, but we're not going to. We want a garage. Again, you can specify how many garages you want, whether you want an attached or detached garage. We're not going to do that. We're just going to say we want a garage. And we want at least 2,500 square feet, and we want at least 1 acre. And big thing is we want a first floor bedroom, because a lot of people today want a first floor bedroom. Now you can specify that you want a 1-story house or a 1.5-story house or whatever, but in this case we don't care. We just want a bedroom on the first floor. And because this is a relatively expensive area, not so much in northern Bucks County, but especially in Buckingham and around Doylestown and a little south of there, we're going to say 700,000 as our max. Um, and again, we can change that later, but we're going to say 700,000. So the first thing here, we go up here to the price and we click on that and we erase that. We're going to say max 700,000. Now you can scroll down to 700,000 or you can just type it in. I'm just going to type it in. And after you type it in, you say submit. And now it's going to go and find all the houses in that area that are at least under 700,000. And you can see, there's a huge number. Um, most of the houses in this area are going to be under 700,000. In fact, most of them are going to be quite a bit under that. But again, now we're going to start getting into the more detailed information. So now we go to size, bedrooms. We're going to specify a minimum of 4 bedrooms. We don't care what the max is. You can put in a max if you want to. Baths, we're going to say minimum of 2 baths. Again, you can put in whatever you want. You can put in a maximum number. And we're not going to put in square feet or lot size here because we enter those separately in the advanced search. So we go submit, and it's going to go through and find all the houses that meet that criteria, which is probably going to be most of those houses. So now we see we got 244 houses that meet that criteria. So now we're going to go to more, and you can put in the minimum year built, the maximum year built if you want to. You can put in houses that have floor plans or all sorts of stuff, all sorts of things here you can put in. Garage spaces, we're not going to specify that right now because we'll do that later. So the important thing is now you go down to the advanced search. So right here in the lower left, you see advanced search. We left click on that. And now it comes up with a couple of MLSs. And this area is primarily Bright MLS. GLVR is a Greater Lehigh Valley Realtors MLS, which I'm also a member of. That goes up into Allentown, Bethlehem, and up into the Poconos. But for now, we're just going to select Bright MLS. So we select that. And here's where we get into all the good stuff. So acreage, maximum, minimum. We don't really care what the maximum is. You can put in a number, but we're going to say acreage minimum, and we're going to say at least 1+ acres. So we've done that. Now, appliances, here's an interesting thing. You can put in all kinds of appliances, as you see, built-in microwaves and central vacuum and dishwashers and dryers and all sorts of stuff. probably don't want to do that unless there's something that's absolutely has to be. You can even put in a double oven. Again, I wouldn't do it because if you put it in and a listing agent didn't happen to put it into the listing, even though the house has it, you won't see it if you put it in as a required thing. So you really only want to put in the things that are absolutely necessary. Basement type, we don't care. Well, we can say you want a slab, space for room, sump pumps. There's all kinds of stuff. Outside entrance, partial, partially finished, poured concrete, interior access. All kinds of stuff you can collect. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to say we want a basement. So basement, yes, no. We click on yes. And so now let's come down further here. Um, and again, we're not going to get into too much detail here. You can put fireplace count, for example, if you want, all the way up to like 14 fireplaces or something like that. Um, Fireplace, yes, no. We're not gonna do that. And we're not gonna say we want a fireplace, even if we do. Um, we're gonna go in here to garage, yes or no. And we do want a garage, yes. So garage, yes, again, you can put in the number of garage spaces you want, or whether it's attached or detached, or a whole bunch of other things, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So we got garage, yes. We have interior features. We'll click on that, and you see second kitchen and attic house fans and breakfast area, all kinds of stuff you can put in there. But what we're concerned about is a bedroom on the first floor. So entry level bedroom. So that puts the bedroom on whatever the entry level is, which is usually going to be the first floor. And you can specify all kinds of other stuff out here, whether you want new construction or um, a swimming pool, what kind of swimming pool, indoor, outdoor, built in, above ground, whatever. What kind of roof you want. Is it a senior community? Yes or no? Again, is it a sewer or a septic? And most of the houses in this area, or at least especially in the northern portion, are going to have a septic system. Sewers are not real popular around here unless you're in a development or inside the city, not city, but inside Doylestown or someplace that's fairly populated. You can pick the style of house you want. Now, here's total square feet, and we said we wanted 2,500 square feet minimum, so we'll click total square feet minimum, and then we'll go to the drop down box and we'll say 2,500 plus. So house has to be 2,500 square feet. You can put in a maximum if you want to, but we won't do that. Um, and if, for example, if you wanted a pond or a river or whatever, you can click on water body type. You got lake, lagoon, ocean, pond, river. Again, we're not going to do that, but you could. Waterfront, yes, no. Again, we're not going to do that, but um, okay. So that pretty much covers all of our criteria. So now we can come down here and say calculate, and that should go and come up with the number of homes that meet the criteria. But sometimes it takes a while, so we're not going to bother to do that. We're just going to come up here and say submit search. So now it's going to update results. And sometimes this takes a little while, so I'm going to pause it while we wait. Okay, and so it found 5 houses altogether, and it took about 30 seconds. Sometimes it takes more than that, sometimes it takes less than that. But if it takes more than a few minutes, then you probably just want to go back and redo it. Now, if this is really what you want, if this pretty much meets your criteria, what you can do is say save search, and that way save your search. You put in your email address, which in my case is ed@edtroy.com. Oops, let's go to small ed. I guess it wants capitals, whatever. At edtroy.com. Well, actually, I'm not going to log in right now. But anyway, once you created an account, you can go and save it to your account, and then you can call it back without having to go through this whole procedure of putting the things in. And of course, if you want to go and modify it, you can make modifications to it. But now you see we have one house out here for 670. We got one house here for 450. We got one here for 700,000, 650, and I can't read the number there. But if you click on this one, it'll bring up the house. So that's 3933 Branch Lane or Branches Lane in Doylestown, 650,000. And so that's the house you're looking for. And if you want to get details on it, click on the visit, or that's if you want me to show it to you. Um, if we just go up and double click on it, go into the picture type and double click with a left click, it'll bring up the details on it. And so here you go. Here's all the pictures and all the property details. And also this website gives you pretty much everything, including taxes and all those sorts of things, the schools, the neighborhood, um, you name it, it gives it to you, as opposed to some other websites that don't give you all the information that you need. Some information, of course, things like the seller's disclosure and those sorts of things, you have to call me, um, and I can get those for you. But this is the main thing right now. And if we want to go back to the search, we go back and just, hit the little left arrow. Actually, just go back up to the upper portion of the page. I'm sorry about that back arrow. Just go up to your tabs at the top of the page, and you'll see the tab before this tab is the real estate overall search tab. So anyway, that's how you do the advanced search. If you want to look at another house, let's look at this one. We click on that, and that's 4921 Curly Hill Road. And if we want to see the details, we just double click on that. And so here's the details. If you click here, you get all the different pictures of the house. And again, if you want to go back to the search, you go up to the tabs at the top of your web browser and click on the original one, and that takes you back to here. So that's how it works. It's really simple, and I think it's one of the best search engines out there on the internet. So if you're looking for a house anywhere in this area, check out my website, edtroy.com. Try the advanced search, or if you're not too particular, just need normal stuff like number of bedrooms, bathrooms, property size, that sort of thing, you don't even have to go into the advanced search. And you can save your search, and if new houses come up, you should be able to find out about them. And again, if you see anything you want more information on, or you would like me to show you any of these houses, just send me an email at ed@edtroy.com, or call me on my cell phone at 215-350-6791, or text me at that number. And I'd love to help you move into Bucks County. It's a beautiful area, and very low prices compared to some parts of the country, and low taxes. And, it's a real nice place to live. So hope to hear from you. Thanks.